Hello and welcome to Bespoke. My name is Paul Anthony.
I'm CP.
And today we're going to be looking at Johnny Depp's fragrance, Dior Sauvage. So Charles-Philippe, why are we calling this Johnny Depp's fragrance? Well, it's because he's on every bloody advertisement with this fragrance. Whether you're looking at a gentleman's magazine, a billboard, or even TV.
He is everywhere.
This gentleman is attached to this fragrance. So
very much so.
If we get past the man and onto the fragrance, what are we going to say about it?
It is a very contemporary fragrance for man that is becoming a victim of its own success because of its extraordinarily popular success.
So that shows how popular it is, because it was like a triple success statement from Charles-Philippe.
There was too many successes in one sentence. I apologize.
As always, we have used our Bespoke unit fragrance formula. Link above and below to this exact formula used on bespokeunit.com, where we have done a full written review as well. So Charles-Philippe, I know that you were the one who actually conducted this review, so why don't you take us away with the composition?
Well, first thing we get, I'm going to put some on as well, so I can do this with you. You got some?
So the one thing to note here, I don't know if you can see that the atomizer is a fine mist.
That's something I really like. Because then you can do it quite close, and then you don't end up sort of Nerf gunning yourself on the back of your hand.
I suppose, what's a good, Creed Aventus is quite sprayy. This is very misty. So we gave this a 2 out of 2 on our fragrance formula. But anyway, back to the composition.
So the composition, you're looking for a head that is very crisp. It's bergamot, mint and pepper. The mint and pepper accord is something that really makes this fragrance stand out. It's what's featured in all the press releases when they're talking about this particular fragrance. They will refer to the mint pepper accord. Then you start to get this sort of faint lavender, geranium and patchouli heart, which makes it quite aromatic, floral, with that earthiness of the patchouli. Then once we get to the base, we're not there yet, but because I've already written the review, I feel that I can go out and say it. You're looking at cedarwood, ambergris and labdanum. The labdanum is quite musky. Ambergris is actually going to be ambroxan, but it's originally it sort of came from sperm whales. It was sperm whale vomit that was found on beaches.
That's lovely. Now
it's synthetic, but back in the day, you would open this. It sounds disgusting, but you open it, you get this kind of seaside muskiness, which is reminiscent of pipe tobacco. Now this pipe tobacco accord actually comes to form using the cedarwood and labdanum. It's actually quite immersive, but very fleeting. We'll talk about that in a sec.
I'm going to cover the seasonality. This is definitely a spring, summer, maybe early autumn fragrance.
Yeah.
Not even with the kind of the woody base, some of the tobacco base notes with that lavender and bergamot in the top. I'd say it's definitely more of a warm month fragrance. According to Wake and Strength, this performs actually very poorly on my skin. I know that some guys think it's an absolute blockbuster. I don't see where they're getting that from. I mean, how do you see it with regards to sillage, projection and longevity?
Well, there's been a lot of talk within the fragrance community about batches. They're saying that the latest ones, their performance is quite low, but then there's some that are saying that they have both the originals and now, bearing in mind this was released in 2015, so it's quite a recent fragrance.
We're in mid 2018 right
Exactly, yeah. Some say that it has faded, some say that it hasn't. It's really up in the air. Personally, on my skin, this doesn't perform very well at all. I get a couple of hours out of it at most, and to be honest, I'm not a huge fan. Fortunately for the fragrance formula, it's kind of kept it safe, but I've not had much luck with
this. This is the EDT version. There is an EDP version, so
that's meant to be much better.
Yeah, but again, this isn't inexpensive for an EDT. So
no.
you know, we're looking at around 100, 110 bucks for this. So yeah, not cheap for 100 ml. Okay, third party feedback.
Very polarizing.
Yeah, people either have smelt it before, kind of, not again, kind of like Paco Rabanne 1 million for the younger gentleman. This is maybe a few years older than the Paco Rabanne 1 million crowd. Or some people love it. They just think, well, it's popular and it's a victim of its own success because people do like it. So
one comment I was getting a lot when I was testing on other people was, you smell like my ex-boyfriend, which I found hilarious. That happened more than once.
So there we go. Age range, what are we looking at, Charles?
Oh, this is definitely something for a guy in his 20s, maybe early 30s at a push, but this is really a young man's fragrance. Kind of a contender against, sort of spring-summer contender against Paco Rabanne 1 Million.
Yeah, I think there are better options within this category,
Yes.
such as Bleu de Chanel. I think it's a much basically better option than this, in my opinion.
Overall,
so,
easily,
time of day, kind of occasion, and kind of its masculinity, just to kind of zoom through those for people.
Well, those two, they do kind of, they're all related as well. So it's an evening fragrance, I'd say romantic, so dating, and in that sense it is a moderately masculine fragrance, which is probably why it's so contemporary, such a success. You'd want to wear this, you know, for a date. It'd be very successful because it's kind of a safe play as well. It's not overbearing, it's not too pushy. But bear in mind that you might risk smelling like her ex-boyfriend. So you won't be, it's not an original choice, but it is a safe choice.
So with that being said, if this is a gift purchase, it may be a good option as a safe choice.
Yeah,
you know, well-known house, well-known marketing. If you're going to be buying it for your own boyfriend or your dad, or you know, if it's for your nephew, that might be a good choice. If you're buying it for yourself, I would implore you to go and try it before you buy it, because you may be like, wow, that's pretty common, as we've seen with 1 Million. Now we're seeing with Sauvage here. So definitely go and try this fragrance out. You may love it, it may last a long time on you, but I would say that's definitely got to be the deal breaker for me. Try before you buy on this one. Don't, I mean, something like a Creed Aventus, out the gate, just buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got the budget. This one, do I want to throw away $100 on something that doesn't last to me, that kind of smells like it? You know, everyone smelt it before. Probably not. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave that one.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to leave it too.
Sure. Okay, so as always, if you like this video, please click the like button. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions for us around Dior Sauvage or other fragrance topics, please do leave them in the comment section below. In the description box, you'll also find reviews to other fragrances we've mentioned, such as Creed Aventus, Bleu de Chanel, and some of our best fragrances for the seasons. As always, Charles,
tickle that subscribe button.
He's tickling today. So with that being said, my name is Paul Anthony.
I'm CP.
And from all of us here at Bespoke Unit, I'll see you next time.
Take care.